VY Jove Probably Yard. Hermias Asvedom, T33-year-old Grammy-nominated rapper known as Nipsey Hussle, was shot outside one of his Los Angeles clothing stores on Sunday. A sentence can't fully communicate a tragedy. But that one gets at much of what makes the Nipsey is that so devastating. TRS is age, obviously. TRS is 2018 Best Rap Album Grammy nomination, for Victory Lap, proving that was only just beginning to be recognized by a wide audience for a long career of stellar work. And then TRS location where the shooting occurred. Nipsey, an LA community fixture, was killed in one of the places built with the intention of helping to clean up the streets. It's gotten more of a platform to be really clear about this message, because before it was just making rap gangbang music. But primero think as a purpose in all the raps, and that is coming to light. Nipsey's girlfriend, Lauren London, told GQ to were profiled in the marches way. The outpouring from the music world in so much respect Nipsey garnered from his peers. All energy is just at a low rate knowing this, Drake wrote on Instagram. You were having the best run and I was so happy watching from distance from nobody ever talks down on your name. You were a real one to your people and to the rest of us. I'm only doing this cause I want the world to know I saw you as a man of respect and adon. Rihanna, Snoop Dogg, Offset, and more offered similar sentiments. In 2013, when Nipsey priced a mixtape at $100 a piece, he set about 100. The people who knew, GQS Mark Anthony Green wrote in his profile. Nipsey's Grammy nomination this past year put many more people in techno. Non-hip-hop ads and non-angelenos finally discovered this impressive, evolving catalog of distinctly West Coast hip-hop. Victory Lap was his first studio album, in addition to those mixtapes. Is that Willie Kelly lead many more to those sudoestates no consolation, but the music made and this work toward uniting la community will carry on the legacy earned in his to brief time. The importance of Nipsey Hussle. The importance of neighborhood to his local community cannot be overstated. His murder happened a day before he was scheduled to meet with Lab Chief Michelle Moore and Police Commissioner Steve Soboroff to talk about ways he could help stop gang violence and help us help kids, Commissioner Soboroff shared on Twitter. Nipsey opened Vector 90, a shared workspace in LA. That focuses on STEM education and helps cultivate young talent in poor communities with educational opportunities in Silicon Valley. He was involved in the New Destination Crenshaw Arts Project, a mile-long open-air museum that celebrates and revitalizes Black Los Angeles. Nipsey also invested in Ordon Wells, the Mid-City Rollering that was popular in the 1980s and 1990s as a gang-free place for kids to hang out in South LA. And reopened in 2017. In between all of this, he designed the uniforms for the Fatburger restaurant on Crenshaw. Instead of opening his streetwear brand and store, the Marathon Clothing, in another, richer neighborhood, he went back to the place where he was raised, becoming an example of how to invest back in the community. This wasn't a new response to his growing fame. Nipsey has always talked about the bigger picture, ever since the beginning of his career. At Russell Simmons Get Your Money Summit on September 25, 2006, a very young Nipsey can be seen dropping knowledge about economics, debunking the glorification of gang life in music, and discussing with LYNSH, all in the span of a 5-minute interview. Nipsey had just turned 20. Before the summer of 2010, I finished an internship with Hive Records and parlayed that into a summer internship at XXL Magazine, which I had been reading since I was in grade school. A few weeks after I started the internship, the cover for the 2010 XXL freshman class dropped. The first thing that caught my eye was Nipsey Hussle wearing blue plaid button-up, sitting on a director's chair. Fit the West Coast look but with the demeanor of a Fortune 500 businessman. Even se med on the cover and the rest of his class. One listened to the marathon and he was okay. It was more than a M. Within the music industry, he was one of the most respected figures in the business. He set the model for independent rappers, making moves that were considered, at the time, flat out insane. In 2013, he sold copies of his Crenshaw mixtape for $100 USD a piece. His fans bought 1,000 copies, which he sold to Jay Z alone. The following year, Nipsey doubled down and put up 100 hard copies of Mailbox Money for $1 USD each. He moved 60 of them. In the streaming he understood the value of the physical copy, going against the notion that the one-time collector's item drops were a dead commodity. But Nipsey wasn't without controversy. His 2018 claims that the gay agenda y suicide as a whole to a part the black community are reprehensible. He wasn't perfect, but he was trying to be the best man he could be. A community has lost its leader, Lauren London just lost their partner, his children just lost their father and hip-hop lost one of their kids. There are no shortage of videos on Twitter rigged not at WHY Nipsey special. Everyone from his fans to celebrities and fellow musicians have expressed their grief. T-shirts. A live what the American dream looks like for millions of kids across the country. Yet, his story was cut short in the very place invested in BY senseless violence. Those who are spreading harmful conspiracy theories ought to remember that a community has lost its leader, Lauren London just lost their partner, his children just lost their father and hip-hop lost one of their kids.